Hey guys! So I'm going to be starting a new thing on my channel where at the end of every video I'm going to be inserting a picture, a sound clip, something. And whoever can figure out what show of awesome geekiness it is from, or what that picture or sound clip or blah 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 pertains to, can answer and leave a comment below saying where it's from, who it is, what actor, whatever you can give me, and whoever gets it first or who is right is going to get a shout out in the next video. So stay tuned to the end of this video where I will have my first thing. I'm very excited. I am. It's gonna be good times. Good times all around, people. So let's get to the point of this video. So in the coming up weeks, I have exciting conventions happening. I have Emerald City Comic Con 1st through the 3rd of March, and then I have SakuraCon, which I believe is the 29th through the 31st of March. So I thought, as a way to get myself in it and maybe help with some helpful information for you guys, that I'm going to do a con guide. So for me, there are 3 parts. There's the pre-con, the during con, and the post-con. And I'm sorry I'm using lots of hand motions, but it's just how I do. So pre-con consists of researching different conventions, finding out which one you want to go to. When you decide which convention you want to go to, then you're going to want to figure out how you are going to get there. If you're taking a car, if you drive, if you're taking a bus. And the next part is who you're going to go with. Because yes, it would be awesome if we could all afford to go by ourselves, have our own hotel room, but I am broke. So going with a group of people definitely makes it cheaper and less of a burden on you. And the less money you have to pay for those expenses, the more money you can spend on buying presents for yourself while there. So the next thing you have to consider is where you're going to be staying while there. If you have a friend in the area, that is awesome. But if not, then you need a hotel. And that is where having someone else or a group of people going with you, who's going with you, can make everything so much cheaper. It's a good thing. Unless they're drama starters, then you might want to leave that drama at home. Be smart about the people who you're choosing to go with you. And the ultimate truth, frickin' pre-register if you're going to a convention, because those lines, they suck. I've talked a lot about like money and that kind of stuff, and that is important because you need to be financially prepared for the convention. Which, as again I will say, more people going, divide the cost, make sure they're trustworthy, it's a better time for everyone. So sit down and figure out the cost for all the gas, the hotel, and all that, and then just so you know, and then you can divide it with other people. Or if you're younger, then I'm guaranteeing you, if you are asking your parents if you can go to a convention, if you have all of the information figured out, they're going to be more likely to say yes, because that's how I got to go my first year. And you're going to want to bring enough spending money, so figure that in too. And this is kind of a big one, because I think it happens at all conventions. I could be wrong, but I do believe so. And that is decide if you're going to cosplay or not. You, by no means, going to a convention, have to dress up as a character from your favorite thing that is popular at the convention. You don't have to cosplay. But from personal experience, if you go to a convention and you are not in fact cosplaying, you're gonna feel kind of awkward and left out, and definitely have the need for the next year to cosplay. Guaranteeing you that. Make sure to read the rules and regulations on the convention website before you attend a convention, just to make sure. Like, this is a pretty well known one, but if you're under about 18 for most conventions, you're going to require to have a parental consent form signed and someone who's over the age of 18 accompanying you. Another way to help cut costs is if you bring water or non-perishable food or fruit, because as a general rule at conventions or near conventions, the prices for everything is going to be super high. So like when I go, we bring ramen, water, and Monster to keep us high as heck. Packing. Now, I am not going to go into packing because I will be going to a convention next weekend. So I'm going to do an entire packing for convention video next week, so stay tuned. But just make sure that there's enough room in the car, or it's not going to be truly inconvenient if you go by plane or airplane. Just saying. I overpack though. I overpack a lot. Second part is during con. Now, during con, I'm just gonna throw out some stuff that I think is the basic of something you should know for going to a convention. One, you're gonna want to wear comfortable shoes, unless you're cosplaying. Then you suffer for that beauty. The next thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to go pick up your badge, because you can't do anything in the actual convention until you get it. So I know I talked to you in pre-con about reading rules and regulations for a convention, but when you actually get to the convention, you are going to want to read the guide. The guide is going to tell you what is going on at the convention, and it's going to give you an idea of where you want to go, like what panels are being held, who's there, where's what, what's where's Waldo. And you're going to want to figure out at least a couple things you want to do, because the likelihood is a panel is going to be full or it's going to be canceled, so have backup plans to your backup plan. So the next general thing for during the con is that yes, you, if you are like me, are going with a group of people. Now I'm not saying you have to stay with that group of people, but be smart about splitting up. Have cell phones, walkie-talkies, don't do smoke signals, they frown upon that in the convention, but you need to be able to stay in contact or have a place where you're going to meet up at a certain time. Now here's something a lot of people don't actually think about at a convention, but remember, while at a convention, you must eat, sleep, drink water, shower, and brush your teeth, because that is going to help kill the con odor. And if you've been to a con, you know what I'm talking about. If not, you will experience it. Another thing that's probably a big one is if there are things that you really want to go to that are popular, you're going to want to line up early. Really early. Because those lines are really, really long. So don't expect to show up like a minute from when it's opening and be like, oh, I'm just going to get in. Because the likelihood is you're going to end up at the very back of the line and you may not get in. It's just the hard facts of a convention. And don't spend your time all at one panel. Experience all you can, because it only comes around once a year unless you're awesome and go to more than one convention. So just get the best out of it that you can. Part 3, post-con. Make sure the night before you leave that you have all your stuff packed, unless you want to wait till the next day and are rushing to get all your stuff packed, whatever. It's up to you, preferences. But make sure you don't forget anything, because I've done it and it sucks. Make sure you get enough sleep though before the night before, because no matter what traveling you're doing, it's better not to be completely zonked out, especially if you're driving. Make sure you check out from your hotel room on time so you don't inconvenience the staff, and it just is less stressful for you. Make sure you give yourself enough allotted time to get wherever you're going. To get home, to get to the airport, to get the bus, wherever you're going. Just make sure you figure out like enough time so that it's not stressful for you. And last but definitely not least, start planning for next year, because if you had a really good time, chances are you are going to want to be there again next year.